Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to be taking a look at a new visual novel that just came out like 4 days ago. This is Aim to Capture by Mystery Jam. I saw it getting a little bit of buzz, and looking at the itch.io page, it looks really cool, so gotta take a look. It starts off with a good old content warning. Flashing and flickering visuals, horror, blood, mentally disturbing content, themes involving trauma, death, and mental health. So if you're sensitive to any of those, maybe don't watch this one. Okay. Really? Wait, well, this game also contains furries. What the hell? Sure, I guess I can deal with that. I'll live. Well, we did warn you. Mystery Jam. All right, so first episode, it's gonna be 4, I guess. No kids, go away. It is recording. Good. There's just no audio at the beginning. It's a good looking title screen. This feels like that one Jerry Terry music video. What is it? Is that the boys are backing down to kill you? Is that the one? And or kiss me, kill me, something like that? Yeah. I wonder if that's intentional. My head feels heavy, like all my thoughts have fused into one sticky mess. All I can think about is my soft bed, my pillow, the one I can bury my face in and shut my head off. And silence. God, I crave silence. Meanwhile, the dispatcher keeps rambling into my ear, but my brain gave up trying to keep up a while ago. He's saying something about someone quitting again and at the worst possible time, and, of course, fewer couriers means more deliveries for the rest of us. Business can't stop, even if you're barely staying on your feet. So you can take... Oh, there's a name there. So, can you take on a couple extra orders? Boss is gonna bite my head off if we get slammed with bad reviews again for missed deliveries. So I gotta ask every courier to kindly take a couple more stops. These are Ben's traits. You can use them to make choices. Got it. Empathy or apathy? He looks like an apathetic sort of guy. Well, yeah, sure. As long as I'm getting paid overtime for it. Yeah, about that. We'll talk later, alright? What matters now is making sure no one's missing their dinner. So, you got everything? Yeah, I'm ready. Perfect! As the call ends with a beep, I let out a nervous little laugh and lower the phone. Perfect. I want to die. I've had maybe 8 hours of sleep over the past 3 days. I look at the screen. 4 new addresses. My shift officially ends in 5 minutes, but no one cares. Also officially. Sure, all the addresses are at least in the neighborhood, but damn. Every one of these little favors for the company just reminds me I should probably quit before I work myself to an early grave. Maybe I should find something easier. Sign up for Superb Eats, work flexible hours or whatever. But they won't hand me a company scooter. And I surely can't afford my own ride right now. Plus, they even gave us seasonal uniforms here. Wait, was I just praising my own job? I let out a heavy sigh and rubbed my eyes. Time to get moving. "15 minutes later, I was standing by the store's loading area, picking up a few packed-up delivery bags. They weren't all that heavy, just more than you'd want to deal with at the end of a shift. I held them all in my hands and one on my tail, mentally checking if they'd fit in the scooter trunk. Somehow, I managed to cram everything into the trunk. A tight fit, but the lid's shut with a soft click. Just to be safe, I gave it an extra push. I wasn't fully convinced it wouldn't pop open the first sharp turn. Grabbed my phone, checked the order list, and picked the closest address. Just 5 minutes away. Small mercies. I got on the scooter, started the engine, took a deep breath, and went on my way. On the road, I noticed the air had gotten considerably colder, and the dampness crept in under my clothes relentlessly. It wasn't exactly freezing, but guess that long, warm autumn the forecast promised was a bust. Looks like I'll need my winter uniform sooner than expected. I gripped the handlebars tighter, trying to stay focused on the road. Soon enough, the first address comes into view. A neat and quaint little house with a warm glow radiating from the windows. With a bit of effort, I finally fished the right bag out of the trunk. Had to dig around a little, pull one bag out, shift around another, but got it in the end. The rest stayed where they were, hopefully. I let out a sharp breath as I got to the door, trying to pull myself together, and managed to smile. Wasn't nervous, really. Just the kind of fatigue that sticks to your bones. Every move felt like it took more and more effort. I knocked on the door and braced myself for a wait. After a few seconds, footsteps echoed behind the door, slow and steady like the person wasn't in any sort of hurry. Muffled voices drifted through the walls. The first was a woman's, sharp and annoyed. "Corey, someone's banging on the door again." "I heard, dear. Ain't deaf yet, no matter how hard you try." "Well, go on then. Tell them it's rude for waking folk up at this ungodly hour. Decent people are all in bed." "That's exactly what I thought, which is why I'm getting the door." The footsteps grew louder and more certain, then stopped right in front of the door. At last, the door creaked open, and there stood an old man. Messy fur, eyes a bit weary, but there was no anger in them. He squinted at me, giving me the once-over from head to toe. For a moment, I thought I might have gotten the wrong house. Looked like no one here was expecting a delivery. But then the man glanced at the bag in my hand and lit up right away. "Ah, you're here. If the missus found out I forgot to pick up groceries again, I'd be having a hearty meal of complaints instead of dinner." Let's go empathy. I handed him the bag and finally worked up the nerve to say something now that I'm wrapped my head around the whole situation. Good thing you went with delivery. Otherwise that dinner would have given you heartburn. The man burst out laughing, loud and genuine at first, but then suddenly caught himself, quickly glancing over his shoulder to check if his wife had heard. He cleared his throat. Right. So, how much do I owe you? I froze for a moment. Actually, you already paid online. All that's left is to take your groceries and make sure everything's there. He frowned and went still, like he was working out some complex equation in his head. Right. But hey, if you're in the mood to spend more money, your delivery guy does accept tips. He looked at me again, serious at first, then suddenly burst out laughing again. Nope. You're funny, though. And he took the bag, giving it a quick peek inside. Alright, thanks. He smiled, shoved something into my hand, and shut the door right after, not giving me a chance to say anything back. Yeah, being friendly with customers often has advantages. This is a thought. Wow, thinking. Later on, you'll be able to use it to create other thoughts, and more importantly, traits. Thinking leads to more thinking. What a concept. Oh, I have to click advantages, I guess. Ooh. I opened my hand to see what he gave me. Mint. I sighed and slipped it into my pocket. I felt the tension ease up a bit, then voices came from behind the door again. So, who was it? That's just our neighbor, Donnie again. He stayed too long at the bar and got the wrong yard. Oh, Donnie. He really needs to quit. Tomorrow I'm telling his wife and his mother. Wow, trying to get him killed. Walking away from their yard, I checked my phone and marked the order as done. Just 3 left, and then I can head home. Alright, the next address isn't far. Maybe if everything goes smoothly, I'll finish before I pull all my hair out. Who knows? Maybe tonight I'll get more than 3 hours of sleep. A nervous chuckle escaped me. You always were a kidder, Bint. I sighed heavily, rubbed my eyes to shake off the fatigue, and climbed back on the scooter. It felt like it got even colder. The engine rumbled quietly. The scooter responded with a light vibration that ran through the handlebars straight into my tired hands. The air tonight smelled so nice, like something familiar. I suddenly wanted to close my eyes for a minute. Or just for a second. Damn! Sharp, burning pain suddenly flared deep inside my eyeballs, and for a split second, something strange flashed before my eyes. Almost unreal. Like a fragment from one of my nightmares. Good thing I didn't hit the gas. Okay, no big deal, it's all fine. I just need a moment to pull myself together. Oh, putting thoughts together. You're in Bint's reflection phase. Here, you can create new traits by combining your thoughts together. Just try clicking one thought, then another. Some new thoughts will be dead ends. You can't make anything with them, but you'll get to see how Bint reacts to them. They'll be sent off to the mine vault, and you can check them out anytime. Every thought you gain outside the reflection phase can be turned into a trait. If you feel like you've discovered everything, you could just hit continue in the corner to exit the reflection phase. Good luck thinking. Okay. No matter how much I dream, it doesn't bring back my will to live. I wake up just as drained as when I passed out, and the emptiness never leaves. Sometimes I just dream of getting help. So an advantage nightmare is a dream. How about a numbness nightmare? Bravery. Numbness advantage is understanding, and numbness connection is detachment. Okay. So then nightmare connection is fear. Oh, I can drag these around. But that doesn't do anything? They just exist? Is that right? And connection advantage is influence. It's just the menu. What was that? Treats. Aha. Oh, okay. I can do stuff with these. Oh god, I'm just gonna be clicking a bunch of things. Why do scary things always make your hands go cold? Yes, yes, blood flows, sweat, all that thing. Must every answer sound like it's nicked from a wiki? I think that was cold? Bravery nightmare was cold? Or was it fear nightmare? Fear nightmare. Cold nightmare? Sickness. It's infinite craft or whatever that's called. Nothing. Understanding nightmare is nothing. Sometimes nothing really works out. And that's okay, I guess. Okay, that one just goes away. Nightmare influence? No? No. No escaping a nightmare? Okay. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna click everything until I stop getting things. Death. As a kid, you don't even think it's a thing. Then it becomes what you're most afraid of. Though for me, it's not death itself, it's dying before I even get to start living. No. I lost track of where I was. Okay, I think that's probably where I got that one from. Why are you looking at me like that? I'm not alone. I've got you and Miss T. Regrets for people who actually got to choose something in life. For me, that's a luxury. As my friends always say, hey, I do have friends. All my subordinates are my friends. I assume that's a different person speaking there. Oh wait, no, I was doing connection. Haley and I, we depended on each other. Without her, I'd have lost all purpose a long time ago. I'm not fond of pain. Hugely overrated. Why suffer when you could just not? Okay, I got these ones to go through. Just gonna lightning round it. We watch horror movies sometimes, but I never thought real life could be much worse. I don't have a plan. I'm just waiting for something. Some outside force to change my life. Yeah, I know it's dumb. I keep losing it, but luckily we're still staying afloat for now. Money. I envy people who never have to worry about it. Isn't that basically freedom? Sister. I have a sister to look after. She needs to forget the hell we've been through. That's the only way she'll ever have a real life. The one she actually deserves. Ugh. Resilience. I could call myself resilient, but did I really make it through everything? Maybe I'm not tough, just broken for so long. Maybe I'm just running on momentum. Do any of these work together? Oh, they must be able to. Since I could just do this. But that's a lot of... Oh, no! I'm gonna be stuck here for so long just clicking things. Fail. What do you mean, fail? Is this some sort of bug? System, explain. Past. Sometimes I wonder what could have been, but thinking about it just hurts too much. Encouragement. Let her have whatever she wants. Oh. It is worth something. Eloquence. Be charming. Talk your way out of anything. Twist people's minds until they're on your side. All for your own good. Eloquence is the most useful trait. Everyone agrees on that. Even the other traits. Eloquence. Reliability. I try to be reliable, but sometimes I wish I could take a risk. Some wild adventure that would turn everything upside down. But I can't. It's just not my life on the line. Nostalgia. It's such a weird feeling. Sweet and bitter at the same time. Just like orange juice. I'm sure this is very exciting. Maybe I'll fast forward through this when it's not an actual thing to say. No one's ever really safe. I figured that out a long time ago. Oh, new one. Anxiety. Anxiety is the most exhausting thing there is. It drains all your strength, makes your heart pound at a frantic pace. But sometimes it makes you think about things you wouldn't even consider in a calm state. Or maybe you would have thought about it anyway. And maybe because of the anxiety you'll miss something important? Oh God. Guilt. No matter how much I go over it, I can't really blame myself. I did everything I could. Oops. Even more anxiety? I'll just explode. My nerves are already stretched to the breaking point like strings. What about more? Okay, it just does the same thing. Burnout. I'd give anything to enjoy my work. Right now, I just want... I don't even know what I want. Okay, did I get everything? I think I got everything. Let's go. Okay. I can stop clicking in here. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Thinking about the profits I missed out on. It kinda stings, 'cause I know I could have done something. I'm good at talking people up. I'm feeling a bit better now. Just gotta keep moving. Rolling up to the next delivery, I slowed down and stopped right outside an old house with a long crack running across the facade. Almost every house around had neat flower beds, or at least a couple of pots by the door, but here there was nothing. Just faded walls, peeling paint on the doorframe, and an empty yard that looked like no one had set foot there in ages. I killed the engine, slowly got off the scooter, and opened the trunk to grab the biggest bag of groceries. I rang the doorbell and waited a few seconds, but nothing happened. No footsteps, no movement behind the door. Patiently, I rang again. Only then did I catch a faint sound. Someone was slowly approaching the door, but even then it stayed shut. I sighed heavily, gripped the bag a little tighter, and knocked on the door with my hand. A strange noise came from inside. Something between a scared squeak and a soft sigh. Hello, this is your grocery delivery. After a short pause, I heard the sound of a lock. A quiet click. Then another one. And a third. Followed by the clink of a chain. The door slowly, almost reluctantly, opened just a crack. Eyes peered out from the gap. You scared me. How? You could have been anyone. You kept ringing the bell so insistently. I thought maybe you were some kind of villain or maniac. But you didn't order delivery for this time? I did, but what's that got to do with anything? I had nothing to say to that. I squeezed the grocery bag a little tighter and carefully held it out. The shadow in the doorway twitched and quickly stepped back, wary of my movements. Here's your order. Thanks for choosing Fast Delicious. From the darkness, a pair of slender hands slowly reached out. The fingers trembled slightly, but they took the order anyways. Thanks. By the way, are there still a lot of people out there? Right now? This late? No, in general. There are way too many people on these streets, just wandering back and forth wearing fake faces. So annoying. How should I react to this? Do I freak out with anxiety? Let's be eloquent. People really can be exhausting sometimes. You've got to find the right approach for each one, and it just drains you dry. The dark silhouette in the doorway leaned forward a bit, like they were sizing me up through the dim light. I could feel their eyes on me. Huh. Never thought someone like you could get me. I sighed hard, frowning a bit. What the hell did they mean by that? Someone like me? What's that supposed to mean? They shrugged, tilting their heads sideways, like they were checking me out from a different angle. Well, you're kinda handsome. I bet everyone's always clinging to you, smiling, looking for a reason to talk. But you still don't like the attention. That's weird. His words threw me off a bit. Is this some kind of weird joke? It feels like I'm more of a walking corpse than handsome. And I haven't been to the gym in ages. No time, no energy, just trying to survive. And the only ones trying to talk to me are annoying clients. Sorry, I gotta go. Got a couple more deliveries. Just as I was about to turn and leave, they'd suddenly twitched forward, lightly touched my shoulder, then quickly stepped back. Wait! I stopped and turned around. They looked nervous. I gotta check something. Something important. They looked down. So, how can I help? Actually, I'm afraid. They trailed off, not finishing the sentence, like they were thinking it over. I'm no shrink, but hey, gotta keep that app rating up. Are you scared of something again? No, I'm afraid. You forgot to put my barbecue sauce in. Pretty sure I ordered it. Seriously? Sauce? I glanced down at the bag they were holding. I'm sure I put it in there. Ah, there it is. Very deep at the bottom of the bag. Though, the pack feels kinda light. You didn't take a sip before handing it over, right? What? Of course not. And who even drinks barbecue sauce anyways? Or any other sauce? He stared at me like I just said something completely insane. Weird question. Who doesn't drink it? What else are you supposed to do with it? I barely held back a loud sigh. I seriously need a day off. First time I've met someone who doesn't like barbecue sauce. No, I do like it, it's just... Anyway, it doesn't matter, I have to go. Please order from Fast Delicious again. But better not. You're weird as hell. Nobody told you that? Alright, good luck. You'll need it, weirdo. Before I could say anything, the door slammed shut. Yikes. Turning back to my scooter, I suddenly noticed fog rolling in. Pretty thick fog. I'm sure it wasn't there just a moment ago. Weird. I checked the forecast this morning and the app said it'd be sunny all week. So, after watching some online casino ad with a bunch of hot girls promising easy money, all I got was a lie? Would really suck to get caught in a surprise rain and catch a cold now. I pulled out my phone and marked the order as done. Figured I'd check the weather again too. After 30 seconds of waiting, the same message popped up about perfect fall weather. Clear, 68 degrees Fahrenheit. But it's way colder than 68 degrees right now. I yawned deeply, feeling the exhaustion hit hard. Then I got back on my scooter and checked the next delivery address. The next order is headed to the main residential area, the same place I live. And the very last address seems to be nearby too. That cheered me up a bit. At least I won't have to haul across the whole city after my shift. I took a deeper breath of the cool air, checked the bags were still packed tight in the trunk, and hit the gas. When I reached the second to last address, I realized the road ahead had lost all definition. The fog got so thick the visibility went to hell. The streetlights barely cut through the haze, turning their glow into blurry blobs. I frowned, breathing in the damp air, when suddenly I caught a faint but clear scent of oranges? Maybe one of the bags had a fruit pack in it? I glanced down at the order compartment, but froze immediately. It felt like the citrus smell was coming from me? Weird. That's a new one from overwork symptoms. I took a deep breath and pulled out the right bag. I stepped up to the door and raised my hand to knock, but before I knew it, the door suddenly opened on its own. A sweet-looking young woman stood in the doorway, smiling kindly. A small child peeked out from just behind her robe.
Oh, you're already here. I just saw you through the window.
I'll say... Whoa, okay. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Empathy sounds great. For sure. Here you go. Thanks for choosing Fast Delicious. I handed her the bag, and she took it carefully. One glance inside, and she turned right to the kid.
Look, Mickey. The flour and milk are here. Now we can make pancakes, just like you wanted. I think we still have some chocolate syrup somewhere. Yay, pancakes!
Well, not quite pancakes yet. The woman laughed and leaned gently toward the child.
Now then, Mickey, what do we say to this nice young man who brought us our groceries so late at night?
The boy looked up at me with wide eyes and took a deep, serious breath.
Thank you so much for bringing the rents.
For the first time all day, a strange but warm feeling spread through me. Was this that work satisfaction thing people always talk about? Anytime. Suddenly, the woman reached forward and slipped something into my hand.
Here, this is for you. Thanks again.
She gave me a warm nod and gently closed the door. Or a small nod, whatever. I looked down. There was a bill in my hand. Whoa, a tip? It was the best moment I'd had all shift, but deep down, all I could feel was bitterness. I walked back to the scooter and shoved the bill into my pocket. I haven't thought about them in so long. I'm not sure why. Maybe work just drains me too much to think about that kind of stuff. I sighed, sat down on the scooter and started the engine. One last stop, just a little more and the day's finally over. I miss them. On the way to my next delivery, I spotted a 24-hour supermarket. It reminded me that I needed to buy that chocolate milk with the kitty on the label. Since it was conveniently on the way, I figured, why not stop by? I got off the scooter, stretched to loosen up my stiff shoulders, and stepped inside. A quiet, slightly sugary tone was playing here. It felt like it was made to keep people aimlessly wandering through the aisles, lost in their thoughts. The cashier was slouched behind the counter, staring at the monitor like someone already asleep in their mind. Honestly, I had no idea how he hadn't dozed off to that music. I found the right section, grabbed the milk, and pulled out the bill from my pocket, eyeing it under the soft store lights. My mom used to give me the exact same amount for pocket money. Back then, it felt like a lot. I could buy almost anything in that tiny shop across the street. I even had a little ritual. First, I'd take forever deciding which candy was absolutely essential to try, and then, almost every time, I'd spend all of it on watermelon gum. Funny how my priorities have changed. Coming to the counter, I instinctively waved off the usual bag question and placed the milk in front of the cashier. Next to him on the shelf, I spotted some discounted nut bars and, without much thought, grabbed a couple. Good luck out there, brother. I didn't get why he said that at first, but then I followed his gaze. He'd noticed my delivery uniform. Oh. Right, thanks. Good luck not falling asleep to that music. Actually, when there are no customers, I switch the music so I don't die of boredom. But I have to change it back when people show up or my boss gets mad. Maybe headphones would help? Nah, no way. There are cameras in the corners. If they catch me wearing headphones, I'd get fired immediately. But they don't record audio, so we could be talking about robbing the store right now and no one would care. He quickly scanned all my stuff. Gotcha. Well, good luck to you too. I quickly packed everything into my backpack and headed for the exit. As I closed the door behind me, I wondered if I should have picked up anything else. But the moment I stepped outside, the atmosphere in the store changed completely. Yeah, he clearly wasn't joking. Just as I was nearing my scooter, my phone buzzed in my pocket. The sharp ringtone sliced through the silence of the empty street. Haley. I picked up right away.
Hey, big bro. What's taking you so long? You at a concert or something?
No idea how to even start explaining this to her. Sorry, had to work longer than I planned.
Hurry up, please. I found this awesome movie and I've been waiting to watch it with you. I've held off for like 2 whole hours.
Wow, 2 whole hours. Yeah, no wonder she's so worked up. How should I react? I mean, sister empathy? You're sure? All right, we'll definitely watch it. Promise.
You're not gonna fall asleep halfway again, right? You'll miss the best parts in the ending as usual.
Well, I can't promise that.
Oh, by the way, did you get your favorite chocolate milk? Or our favorite chocolate milk? I already set out the cups with straws for us. And I made popcorn in the microwave. It's a bit burnt, but still tasty. I already ate a third.
Yeah, I already got the milk. Just stepped out of the store. I turned my phone screen towards the supermarket to back up my words.
Oh, I was at a similar store recently with my friends after school. But there was a rave party there, not heavy metal. All right, hurry home. I can't wait anymore.
I will. Give me 20 minutes. I'll try to be as fast as I can.
But if you don't make it, I'll start without you.
And without the chocolate milk. Her face was priceless.
All right, then I'm definitely waiting. Bye.
I just shook my head, unable to hold back a smile. Finishing the call, I put my phone in my pocket. I got on the scooter and fired up the engine. Rolling up to the last drop-off, I barely noticed the world around me. My head was buzzing from exhaustion, eyelids sticking shut, legs feeling like lead. I checked the address on my phone, looked up, and headed for the door. But suddenly, I bumped into something, got pulled back a bit, and there was a passerby right in front of me. A white rabbit with messy fur and a scared look. He seemed tense. We just stood there silently staring at each other. Probably should apologize. Sorry, didn't see you there. I was in a rush.
Oh, yeah, no worries.
I smiled to ease the awkwardness, but the guy didn't relax. He's way smaller than me. Maybe he got scared? His gaze suddenly flicked away, ears twitching. Something wrong? He slowly looked me over, sizing me up.
You're going to...
Suddenly he snapped his head toward the house where I was about to drop off the last package.
Hey, have you ever thought about quitting this job?
I blinked. That blunt question caught me off guard. I wasn't even sure how to respond. Was he messing with me? I haven't done anxiety yet. Is this some kind of secret code? The guy's eyes suddenly went wide.
What?
A code? Like you're a criminal or something and you just mistook me for one of your accomplices. I started glancing around, trying to figure out if anyone else was watching me. The whole thing was just too weird. Maybe he was just trying to prank me? The rabbit clearly realized he'd said something wrong. He shrugged awkwardly and looked away.
No, sorry, it's just...
He looked toward the house again.
You just look really tired. Alright, sorry. It's none of my business. I get it. I gotta go.
Before I could say anything, he turned and quickly walked away. I stood there, watching him go. What was that even about? Then again, should I be surprised? I meet so many weirdos today that I barely notice people's quirks anymore. I took a deep breath, trying to shake off the weird feeling, and knocked as I stepped up to the door. My head was buzzing, and my body was running on autopilot. Maybe I should take a day off. Fake being sick and call in. This job and the constant lack of sleep are driving me insane. I knocked again. Still no one coming to the door. Maybe the customer's just shy? Or forgot they even ordered something? That happened earlier today, actually. I was about to knock again when I spotted the doorbell and gave it a press. Nothing. But the lights are on. Someone's gotta be home, right? Maybe that weird bunny was the customer? I pulled out my phone and dialed the client's number. The ringtone echoed from inside the house, ringing out into the quiet evening. And then, somewhere deeper inside, I heard a completely different noise. So, someone is definitely home. I frowned. Maybe they fell asleep and didn't hear it? Or just don't want to answer for whatever reason? I raised my hand to knock louder, but then another idea hit me. I could just do what folks in small towns do. Shamelessly peek through the windows. I took a step to the side. What? I felt my foot step into something damp. A chill ran down my spine. I slowly looked down. Blood. A dark, thick puddle spread out on the porch. I froze, unable to move. Blood. Under my soles. It looked real. I swallowed, trying to catch my breath, but the lump in my throat wouldn't go away. What? What happened here? I crouched down slowly but didn't touch the liquid. That smell was unmistakable. Metallic. Heavy. Sticky. And the worst part, it smelled fresh. Very fresh. A smeared trail stretched out from the puddle, blotching the ground with dark spots and disappearing around the corner of the house. It was uneven, like someone had dragged something heavy, leaving messy streaks in the grass. A shiver ran through me. I should have turned around and left, called the police, done something. But instead, as if hypnotized, I quietly followed the trail of blood, disappearing into the tall grass of the backyard. My heart was pounding hard in my chest. I could feel that something terrible had happened. I walked carefully, barely breathing, afraid to disturb the silence that now hung around me. But as soon as I went a little further, I realized silence is an illusion. A dull, squelching sound was coming from somewhere ahead. The further it moved, the clearer it became. Crunch, squelch. Some wet, sticky sound that made my insides turn cold. The wall of the house ended just a few steps ahead. Beyond it, the backyard. I slowly moved forward. Just before the edge, I carefully peeked around the corner. Oh God. Someone's lying there. I froze, my heart skipped a beat. Hard to make out the details, but I'm sure I see the owner on the tile. I'm sure I see on the tile the owner of all that blood. Blood soaked everything around in dark patches, and his body laid sprawled in a painful position. Looks like he's still breathing. And a monster hunched over his body. It was motionless, like it was studying its victim. Smooth, dark, with ragged outlines. Its silhouette looked like a piece of pure darkness. The edges of its form flickered like smoke, but when I looked closer, I could make out long limbs pinning the poor guy. The squelching sound came again, from the victim. This wounded guy was still alive. He wheezed as he drew air into his lungs, making a wet, guttural sound. This is my chance. Oh God. uh... Let's see how Eloquence helps. No, that's stupid. Can I go back? No. Okay. Yeah, maybe. It's unlikely, but maybe I can somehow negotiate with this monster? Maybe it's something intelligent? Just very cruel and deadly, but intelligent. No, why do I even think of such stupid options? Negotiate with a monster? But maybe I can distract it somehow? I have some nut bars. Maybe I can toss them over the fence and the monster will go check it out. Eat the bar and die from an allergy? What should I do? I have to do something. The monster is gone and the guy's lying there. I have to do something, right? I don't understand. My body is shaking. My fingers are cramping. It's hard to breathe. Too hard. Maybe it's stupid, but I couldn't just stand there and watch. I slowly stepped out from behind the corner, trying not to make a sound. I took a step forward, feeling a chill run down my spine with every move. My heart was pounding in my chest, my thoughts tangled. What the hell am I supposed to do? I held my breath and forced myself to move faster. Hey, can you hear me? The guy groaned and tried to get up. Now closer, I saw his face. Terrified, sweating, a thin stream of blood trickling from his lips. Help. I will try, but you have to hang on. I quickly examined him. Deep wounds on his side, torn clothes, a pool of blood around him. Without medical help, he's not gonna make it. His hand weakly reached out to me. We need to get out. Quickly. I was about to lift him, but suddenly his eyes widened with terror. I turned instinctively and... Yay! We got an ending. Yay! As soon as I clicked Eloquence, I was like, yeah, that's stupid. Why the fuck did I do that? 31%? That makes no sense. He'd never do that. We clearly need to run this again. All right. Is there a quick load that was saved? I hope there is. Oh no. Well, I guess I'll have to go through that again off screen, and I'll just go back to the same place and choose something else next time. Well, that was something. As always, thanks for watching. The link to this is in the description, so check it out. I'm not going to go through all the choices, because that would probably be a lot. So, you know, do your own runs. I'll probably try to do at least one run where I go all the way through without dying. That would be preferable. But yeah. So thanks for watching. I hope you liked it, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!